Hi, how are you? My name is Alejandra Leman, and I'm going to talk about the first lesson plan. So, the topic that I have chosen to this lesson plan is the present perfect tense versus the simple present tense. And so, I'm going to talk about the first step, informative data. As I mentioned, the topic is the present perfect tense and the simple present tense. This lesson plan was created to students of second year of a senior high school. The duration of the class is 45 minutes. The proficiency level is intermediate B1 according to the Common European Framework of Reference for Language. Um, and as I mentioned at the first of the video, my name is Alejandra Alemán. The second step of the lesson plan is the objectives. And so this lesson plan was designed to develop the skills of the students. For the listening in these skills, the students will be able to follow instructions. They also will be able to identify and recognize the present perfect and the simple present. So the second skill is speaking. So the students will be able to correctly pronounce the new words or the new vocabulary that we are going to use during the class. Also, the reading skills, the students will be able to recognize and differentiate between present simple and present perfect structure. And writing, the students will be able to form or build sentences using the grammar structure learned. So, as the third step, we have the methodology and strategies. For the methodology, I'm gonna include the methodology of direct method, also communicative language teaching, and audiolingual method. As strategies, I'm gonna use multimedia presentation, read aloud plus. Also, we wanna work with the whole class, and also we gonna make an individual work and activity. The fourth step is anticipatory set. So I will start the class with a slide presentation in which I will write some conversation about events or situations that have happened recently, which will include sentences in present, perfect, and simple present. For example, I have included an example. John said Anna. Anna Mar basins have arrived in our country today. So Anna respond, yes, I have heard. I have heard it already. And John said, I hope the government vaccines the whole country. So is one of the examples that are included in the anticipatory set. Also, the main teaching input as warm up. I will ask the students if they heard or read news recently, and so I ask them what they have heard or what they think about it. So here I'm gonna include some expressions that they can use to respond this question. For example, wow, this is amazing. This is astonishing, or something like that. Also, I will show the structures of the simple present and simple present, the simple present and present perfect. So I have to mention that this class has designed according to the new reality that we are live. Um, Due the pandemic. So this class I include many digital application, many digital activities. So also uh, other activity, I will give students a worksheet that contains some news from a newspaper um, in which the students must fill in the blanks by correctly writing the word or words to form corresponding structure. Um, I would like to mention that during the class, I'm gonna walk around the class, and I will monitor all the activities of the students, and I'm gonna help them when they need or they have doubts. The sixth step, modeling the conversation and all the activities that I will show uh, during the class are adequate examples that allow students to identify and differentiate the structures discussed and shows the correct way to use them in context. Also, as guided practice, the students will develop a worksheet where they must fill in the blanks of some news in a newspaper using the correct structure. Also, at the end of the activity, we gonna review together with all the whole class the answers. As independent practice, the students have to write some examples of uh, of this structure, and they have to highlight the present simple and with another color the present perfect. So uh, for the assessment, Uh, I will assess the student learning uh, with an activity where I will show some words in disorder and ask the students to order the words and form the sentence correctly. So I will ask the students randomly. And I will conclude the class by mentioning some examples and ask the student to identify the tense of each sentence that I mentioned. So I'm gonna I'm gonna share with you some materials that I have created for the class. For example, this is the worksheet for the independent activity. So the students have to fill in the blanks with a correct word to form the structure statement. Also, here we have the presentation of the structure. So I think that nowadays we have many digital tools for to create the the activities. So here I have designed this presentation with the application of Prezi. So here we can see present perfect versus simple present. So here, John and Almar Basins have arrived at your country today, and it's a conversation about recently news. Here, as you can see, I highlighted the different structure, uh, like the present simple, simple present, and present perfect. So I think that this tool, Prezi, it's an interest tool to create many activities. Also, we have the presentation of the structure here in PowerPoint. I'm gonna share with you. So here, as I mentioned before, this class was designed for do the new reality with digital tools, because I I think that the class is it's an online class. So here we can see the structure that I'm gonna share with the student. So thank you. That's all. Bye.